subbed. Obviously, two sides to the story. It doesn't get any better, as you said, for Liverpool. I mean, how good were they? How good were they? Did they need to be today?
Well, they were exceptional. Missing a couple of key players when Fabinho wasn't playing. I was thinking, ooh, very important player in the middle of the park there. Centre half, Matip, he was missing. And then, of course, he threw us all a curveball by not playing Sadio Mane from the start. So it was a team that we probably didn't expect that Jurgen Klopp picked. But they were fabulous, you know, right from... I think Liverpool have got about 16 or 17 players that they can call upon that are just, you know, top class. And we've seen if they have a lot of injuries, like last season, it affects them. But they've got a core group of, as I say, 16, 17 players that don't really weaken the side. Chelsea might have a bigger squad. Man City might have a bigger squad in terms of quality of depth. But in terms of top 16 players in one place, you do well to beat Liverpool.
And that core have been together a long time.
They have. They've got
them,
experience. They've won together. They've been, you know, in a struggle together. They've come out of it again. They've gone through thick and thin together. And they go onto the pitch believing they're the best. And they pretty much are.
And what would that do to you as a Liverpool player today, to win in a way and scoreline like that?
Well, they know they've got it in them. They've been to real tough places over the years and done it. You know, they've won trophies. They've been there, seen it and done it. They've done what Scholes' done, basically. Scholes' done it for longer, let's say, but they're on the way to accumulating a lot of trophies. And performances like that today just show that they're the real deal. They can go anywhere and win. You know, and players like Jordan are the driving force of that.
As if by magic, the Liverpool captain is waiting to talk to us live. Smooth as ever, Michael Owen. Jordan, well done. Good to see you. I mean, as Liverpool captain, does it get any better than winning 5-0 at Old Trafford?
Not really. I've been here many a time. It's a tough place to come. So to win the way we did today was really special. I thought from start to finish the performance was outstanding. Of course, when they go down to 10 men, it makes it more difficult for them. But even up until that, I thought we were in full control of the game, and performance was a special one today. And
once again, you showed that incredibly ruthless streak in front of goal that this team's got at the moment.
Yeah, that's the big difference. You know, you can play well and sort of miss chances, and the game can go a different way. But I thought we were very clinical today in front of goal, and that makes a difference.
Done a couple of curveballs in the team selection, or so we thought beforehand. Of course, Sadio not playing, Matip not playing as well, and of course a bit of a reshuffle in midfield, and then you get an injury during the game. Just shows. A lot of people say the squad's quite thin in terms of quality, but pretty much showed that you've got a deep squad there today.
Yeah, I think we've got to use the squad, especially like midweek. You know, travelling, tough game against Atletico. 3 games in a week, it can be tough. So you've got to use the squad, which we did today, and did very well. So I thought the lads that came into the game were exceptional, and that's the way it needs to be from now right until the end of the season. We need to use everybody in the full squad, and again, we used that today, which is a big bonus for us.
Scholes here, well done through gritted teeth. No, it was a great performance. I just wondered what you took from the Atalanta game. I'm sure your manager and analysts would have used that, you know, to prepare for this game. United was so exposed in midweek, especially first half with them two in midfield. Was that something you felt you could really expose today?
Well, we knew we could definitely hurt them with the forward players that we've got. If we can get the ball forward early and get them in 1v1 positions inside the box, especially with the form of the front 3 or front 4 at the minute, they're on fire. So, yeah, when we got the chances, we took them, which makes the difference. So I thought we did that really well. But to be fair, first half, you know, this caused us 1 or 2 problems going forward. They had 1 or 2 half chances. They've always got that quality up front that can hurt you. But fortunately, they didn't take them, and we did, again, which makes the difference.
Jordan, have you got any more adjectives left for Mo Salah? I mean, the numbers, the records he's breaking. He's the first visiting player to score a Premier League hat-trick at Old Trafford.
To be honest, I'm running out of things to say about him. He's an incredible player, fantastic to play with, great lad around the changing room, you know, very down-to-earth, and yeah, just a pleasure to be playing alongside him and seeing what he's doing, you know, and hopefully he can continue in that form for a long period of time, which he has been, and makes a massive difference to us as a team.
He can't answer this question. The captain can. Is he the best in the world right now?
For me, yes.
Good man. Well done today.
Thank you. Thanks, cheers.
Good to see Jordan Henderson smiling as a Liverpool captain. Why wouldn't he be when he's just won 5-0 away at Old Trafford? So we were talking about Mo Salah. Let's hear from him.
Hot streak right now, but 10 games in a row you score a hat-trick and the first ever opposition player to score a hat-trick at Old Trafford in the Premier League. This is the stuff of dreams, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's great, to win 5-0 here in away. So we knew before the game it's going to be tough if we didn't play our game, if we didn't play our football. So I think we managed to do that from the beginning, which is make the game a little bit easier.
What was it about Liverpool today?
I think we knew they will come and they will try to give everything to win the game. So just in our head, we have to give 100% as well. We need to dominate the game. I think we did it.
Was it one of those days where absolutely everything clicked for you as a team?
As a team, I think from the beginning we just tried to play our football. We just tried to get the ball in between the lines, and I think we did that and tried to keep the ball as long as we could, create more chances, and I think we were lucky to do that in the first half, and we scored from that.
And for you personally, what would you say about this current run that you're on?
To be fair, as much as the team keep winning, I'm more than happy. So I'm always trying to give assist. First one I could go alone, but I give it to Naby. So I think I'm trying always to give my best for the team to win, which is the most important thing.
As well as the 3 points, what does this give you today as a team from the manner of the victory, the size of the win?
I think we won the Premier League 2 years ago. We know how it takes. So it's still one game. Of course, we win away. You win away against Man United. It's something really big, but still, in the end of the day, it's 3 points. So we need to focus on our games in the cup. Then we focus in the Premier League next game.
But does it give you that feeling? The start of the season is over, if you like. Now we're starting to hit top form.
I think we from the beginning of the season we tried to win each game. We just play for the title because the team like Liverpool, players like that, a manager like that. So we need to play for everything. So to play to win everything. So from the beginning, it doesn't matter if now like the beginning over or not. Just from our head from the beginning, from the preseason, the manager talked to us. We need to win the game, which is to win the Premier League, which is hopefully we go for that.
I'm sure the Manchester United players and their fans are in a state of shock, but are you almost in the scale of the win today? To come here and win, to do that, it's nearly the biggest win for nearly 100 years.
Yeah, I think after half time we just tried to we were talking in the dressing room. We need to write victory or history or something. Like we just need to keep going, keep scoring goals, try to score as much as you could. Because a chance like that not come often. So we just tried our best to win a game like that. We knew before the game was going to be tough if we didn't dominate the game. So which what we did.
Well done today, Mo.
Thank you.
The records and the numbers just keep on flowing for Mo Salah. He's now the record African scorer in the Premier League, and that, let me tell you, is a very proud statistic for anyone, particularly Mo Salah, to pass Didier Drogba. 107. First player in Liverpool's history to score in 10 games as well today. And another hat-trick, as we've already said, the first Premier League player to score one away at Old Trafford. And once again, Michael, we saw those sublime finishes, full of confidence at the moment, Mo Salah.
Yeah, what more can we say? I mean, he's just a phenomenal player. Phenomenal. Can score lots of different types of goals. He does it in the big games, which is what you want. You want to be standing by players in that tunnel and just knowing, just looking over your shoulder and thinking, yeah, he's in our team and he plays well in the big ones. He doesn't bottle it. In fact, if anything, he rises to the occasion in these big games. This is his hat-trick. He's obviously on the crest of a wave. He's confident. He's got loads of self-belief. But, the little flicks, just being able to do that, in front of 70,000 people, it takes something. It takes bravery. A lot of people say courage and whatever and associate it with getting stuck in, with tackling, sticking your head in where it hurts. But not. Courage is about taking the ball under pressure. It's about trying things. It's about sometimes failing, but bouncing back. And he's got it in abundance. He's just a wonderful player. You could watch him all night. I'm sure you couldn't, Scholesy, but I could.
Look, I enjoy watching good football, Michael. He's been brilliant answer for the Premier League. He's finishing. Again, if you go back to that first goal, just a little bit of desire as well. The way he pushed Luke Shaw off the ball. Just get out of the way. I'm gonna finish this. And again, when he gets a chance, but you're thinking nothing but goals. And what you said, Michael, about him scoring in the big games, he does it all the time. He's not just against the lower league team, it's against the Man Cities, it's against the Man Uniteds. He's just got... I think he overran it a little bit there. I was expecting David De Gea. A little bit disappointed. I think David De Gea, on that touch there, that's the one where he should go out and meet him. David moves sideways, almost getting out of the way, rather than going and be brave and diving at his feet. But give him credit. He's a sensational footballer. He's the best around at the minute. And I think it's a devastating day for the Premier League, that really, seeing Liverpool go to Old Trafford, win so convincingly. I think it'll make City worry. Chelsea, I'm not sure. Look, Chelsea have been great, and I think they're better than I actually give them credit for, but I think it's between Liverpool and Manchester City, and I think City watching that today, any team watching that in Europe, in the Champions League, in the Premier League, that would frighten me.
Wow. OK, let's hear from the Liverpool manager. Here's his thoughts, Jurgen Klopp.
Your reaction to an extraordinary victory by your side today?
Yeah, what can I say? Did I expect that? No. But what we did in the last third today was absolutely insane. In the first half, how we pressed them high, how we won balls, how we, get the balls in the right areas, played from there, scored wonderful goals. And we actually in half time, I really told the boys we have to play better because we gave, not in the last third, but all the rest. So it was like we started incredibly well. And then again, we stopped playing football. It's when Ali chips the balls, we have absolutely no mechanism for that. So like long ball there and then. So what do we do with that? But it's only because we don't show up and want to play. So, and obviously then scoring the fifth goal. So scoring the fourth before half time, scoring the fifth, and then game over, and then we just controlled the game. And it was not about scoring more or whatever, just we tried getting without injuries out of the game, but didn't work really well. But that's it.
As the coach, is it one of those days where everything you've put into practice, everything you've worked at, comes together?
Yeah, of course. The result is insane. I asked already if there was ever a result like this in history. Probably nobody can remember it. And it will take a while if it ever happens again. So it's special. We always wanted to write our own story in this club, and the boys put a nice piece in the book of this team tonight.
Well, I can tell you it's Liverpool's biggest win for nearly 100 years here.
Yeah, and that's really special. It's really special, and I know that, and I feel that, but it's now not the moment where, for me at least, not where we celebrate now like crazy, because it's just because of respect for the opponent. So it's not about that. We knew that in key moments they had their chance in the first half. Fernandes, I'm not sure if it was even maybe the first chance when he was through and didn't hit the goal. So I know that we were in these moments lucky, and obviously United is not in the best moment. In other situations, when they are flying, then they score these situations off, and the game can go in a different direction. But that's football, and you have to be there when you are needed, and that's what the boys were.
The negative was the two injuries you picked up. How are James Milner and also, of course, Naby Keita?
Yeah, Miller's a hamstring. So he showed it to me like something is not right, but I didn't get it 100%, and he had no time until he had to make the next sprint, and then it was a proper hamstring. Then we changed, and Naby we have to see. So Naby's obviously got full throttle against the shin, and we have to see. He looks okay in the dressing room, but we'll see these things only a day or two after.
What would you say about Mo Salah right now? Have you run out of superlatives?
Yeah, of course. What can I say? So I would say the second goal, you see when you are flying, then even these balls go in. I think he had better finishes in his life without scoring. But he's just there. And the fifth goal he scored, this incredible pass from Hendo, but Mo is there. He's so desperate to get this ball. He's making the runs. He's in a great shape, obviously, at the moment. And he deals really well with all the fuss which the whole world is making around him in a moment, and he's dealing really well. He obviously enjoys his football, and long may it continue.
Well, was it music to your ears when he came out publicly on Friday and said, listen, I would love to finish my playing days at Liverpool? What did you make of that when you heard him say that?
Oh, I knew it. I knew it before. I don't have to watch telly to know that. That's the situation. So I was not surprised that he said it, because I speak obviously from time to time to him, and I know the situation.
You said, of course, we have to keep this in perspective. It's an unbelievable moment, but it's the 3 points and it's early in the season, etc. But what do days like today give you?
3 points, most important, against a proper opponent, a real competitor. That's how it is, and they will always stay. Yeah, of course, confidence clear, but you have to understand these games right. You have to. So we lost once, I don't know, against Aston Villa 7-0, or so I'm not sure, 7-8, whatever. I forget these kind of things pretty quickly, but high. And you have to learn of it. Then we smashed Crystal Palace once with a similar result. And after that, we didn't make. I don't say that's now the same situation. It's just you have to understand the game. So when I analyze the game, I cut the goals off and analyze the game. So the result is not interesting in analyze. So it's now interesting, obviously, very interesting, the only interesting thing. But then you have to talk about, we can play better football, and we have to. And we have to stay more concentrated in a lot of moments. That's really, it's not saying or making up something. That's exactly how it is. But 5-0, and I told her, I couldn't be happy. Huh? I couldn't be happy because it's incredible. You're being part of this team and of this group in this moment, this club in this moment. Winning 5-0 is absolutely exceptional, and we understand in the right way, but still absolutely outstanding.
Okay, last stat for you. Your 200th win as Liverpool manager and your fastest manager to reach 200 victories.
Okay, that's wow. That's a big one as well. But thank you very much. When we speak now about that, and I understand myself as a very positive person, I have a few absolutely defeats in my mind which I thought they were absolutely not necessary, to be honest. But we won today, so we drink then always a beer on the way home. And that when I drink the beer, I will think about that as well. So it's obviously a nice achievement.
Well done, Jürgen.
Thank you very much.
He doesn't remember the defeat. He will remember today for a long time because of the importance of it. I know he says it's only 3 points, but like we were talking with Jordan Henderson, psychologically, to do that at Old Trafford to your rivals must be a Liverpool player.
It is, yeah. I mean, you can't overemphasise how important they are, but you also can't overemphasise what he's talking about. You know, it's 3 points. The next game is you know, you don't get anything extra for what you did a week or so ago. This title, you know, challenge is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not beating someone 5-0, then drawing 0-0 or losing 1-0 the next one. It's a long, old slog. And they've gone the course of the season before. I'm sure they'll do it again. I'm sure they'll be right there come May when the prizes are dished out. But it's one of these momentous occasions for them on the way. It's a feather in your cap. It's one of the few moments that at the end of your career, you think, I was part of that team that went to Old Trafford and won 5-0. It's an amazing achievement for them, but it's still only 3 points, and there's obviously a long way to go.
It must be difficult to find the words, but what can you say about a truly awful day for your side?
No, it's not easy to say something apart from it's the darkest day I've had leading these players, and we weren't good enough individually as a team. Can't give a team like Liverpool them chances, and unfortunately we did.
Where and how, from your perspective, did it unravel?
Well, the whole performance wasn't good enough. That's for sure. We've created openings. They've had chances. They've been clinical. We didn't take our chances early on, and then the third goal obviously is the one that decided the game.
Do you and the coaching staff accept responsibility for the performance and the tactics as well?
It's mine. That's it. You know, the coaching staff, very, very good, brilliant, and I choose the way we approach the game. So, and today we weren't clinical enough going forward. There were spaces for both teams, and when you give good players spaces, they score.
Did you get it wrong in terms of trying to press them rather than playing on the counter, which most of your sides normally do?
You know, that's a good question. I can't say anything others. We're at home. We're playing against Liverpool. We've gone here over the last 2.5 years and had a similar approach to go high press. And today they scored on their chances early on. They haven't done before. And I think Man United, we should always try at home to go and stamp our authority on the game, like I said before.
At what point in your mind did it become damage limitation?
4-0. That fourth goal there is the one that you go into half-time with having to score more than one every 15 minutes. I know these boys are capable of it, but on the fourth, you know, there's extra time first half. You think you can get to half time and organise everyone. But fourth, that was probably game over.
It's often the case of there's defeat, but there's also the manner of the defeat.
Yeah.
Was that worse for you today?
Yeah, it's, you know, you can look back at last season, we lose a big one to Spurs 6-1. This is worse, miles worse. Opposition as well, of course, that makes it miles worse for me as a Manchester lad. And it's just got to say that we have to really get over this as quick as you can and move on.
You've been in football long enough, you know that you fellas in results business.
Yeah.
The pressure will intensify enormously on you now, and the scrutiny as well.
Yeah.
First and foremost, has that put any doubt in your mind at all that you are the right man for this job to take this group of players forward?
No, I've come too far. We've come too far as a group, and we're too close to give up now.
In terms of those who have been your supporters, the supporters in the ground themselves, they stayed in great numbers.
They were fantastic, and it could have gone one way or the other. And in a true Man United supporter way, they stayed, supported the team until the end.
How do you go about turning this around, Ollie, after such a dark day?
Well, that's going to be a difficult one. I understand human nature. Players are going to be low, but then you just look into the eyes and the character of them. I know there's loads of characters there. We know we're rock bottom. Can't feel any worse than this. And then let's see where we take it.
We appreciate you talking to us, Ollie.
Cheers.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, rock bottom, his darkest day in charge of this team, but he isn't going to give up.
No, full credit to him for coming out. It must be difficult after a day like that. I think it was summed up early on in his interview when he said we gave Liverpool too many chances, but the way the team was set up, that was always going to happen.
And he's just admitted that's him. He wanted to do that on the front foot.
Exactly, and sometimes it's not always the best way to go about it, as we've just found. Playing two in midfield was a terrible decision. I've said many times today, it's almost 5 against 2. Now, sometimes, I'll go back to my day when we played. If we were playing against a good team, we wouldn't go gung-ho and try and beat them and destroy them and score more goals at them. Sometimes you just play 5 in midfield, close everything up, and you always knew we'd get chances at Old Trafford. You were always going to get chances. But sometimes you just have to stop a team because they're that good. Now, this Liverpool team, the Manchester City team we play, the Barcelona teams we played, the Real Madrid teams we played, it's not always about going attacking and beating these teams. Sometimes it's just about sitting back, stopping them from playing. Now, you get carried away a little bit with the Man United way and they've got to attack all the time, they've got to get at teams. We didn't do that all the time because we respected opposition and how good they were. So I thought he got a little bit carried away with that. The way they played, I'm sick of saying it, it was always going to be wide open to Liverpool having chances, and you've got to show teams like Liverpool more respect than that.
They wrapped it up once that much that Owen Hargreaves played right back against Barcelona. There's tires to telling me that. Owen, Paul's point there, and you just heard what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer says. Where do they go from here?
Back to the drawing board. You know, I think there's a lot of things that obviously they need to address, and obviously Pogba not playing was, you know, I think obviously normally you want your best players on the pitch, and Paul is one of those. But obviously they went with, you know, Fred and McTominay because of the balance. You know, that they help maybe make them less open. But today they were open against one of the best teams. And to be fair, we've seen this coming. You know, against West Ham, against Leicester, where, you know, they've caused Man United trouble. But today they played one of the best teams in the world. And, you know, there was a lot of issues, you know, whether it was the front players not really pressing, the balance of the midfield, defensively. So there was a lot of areas where they were second best. And it's not just about pointing the finger at one thing. I think there were a lot of things where you could look at and go, that we need to fix, you know, that we need to fix. I think the biggest difference, if you look at the top teams, Steve, is the fact you know who's going to play. You know, Chelsea, City, Liverpool. I think for United now, they're still trying to put a formula together to be successful. And I think today is probably going to speed that process up because that didn't work, whatever it was today.
And they're 8 points off the top. They've only played 9 games. Is it a recoverable situation?
No, I don't think it's realistic to say you're going to compete to win the league. I think before the season, I think we all thought there's every chance. The players are there, the personnel is there. But the thing is, there's not many teams that that come to win a Premier League trophy that try and integrate 3 new style players. City don't do that, Liverpool don't do that, and Chelsea don't do that. So trying to integrate Varane, Sancho, Ronaldo is going to take time. And obviously, I think in that sense today, that showed that they're not ready to compete for the Premier League trophy. They've got some good players. The team is significantly better than when Ole took over, but the gap between City, Liverpool, and Chelsea is bigger than I think anybody thought today.
Owen, top man, thanks for your efforts today. Will you go along with that?
Yeah, they're a distance away from. And do you know what? We're only
quite a big gap.
We're 9 games into the season, and we're
And that was the first game against the top 7.
first game against the top 7 team. Probably against the best team with City. The league's done. The league is done. It really is now a fight for that top 4. I think. I still expect them to be able to do it. I think they fought back last year well. From a massive defeat against Tottenham. This is worse against Liverpool. Obviously, it's clearly sickening. I hope Ole recovers. You've got no choice to recover from it. Now, you'll be back in work tomorrow morning. You've got to go again. There's no choice. You've got to start thinking about Tottenham. As bad as this is, it's done. As Michael said before, it's 3 points. It's nothing more. It's nothing less. It's done. You've got to move on.
For that, I think everyone would have been sitting at home saying he's got to score, he's got to pull the trigger, etc. Be more selfish. He was then, and it was a fabulous finish. And this kid on the counter attack. Yeah. There aren't many better players watching him full flow when he's on going at people, running in channels, getting the ball, facing people up. It's hard to play against, and when he hits it clean.
I think also it's worth pointing out, obviously he's doing a lot off the pitch at the moment, and when you do that, it's very important that you keep performing on the pitch, isn't it? Because we know it opens you up to criticism if you don't.
Well, people straight away go, your eye's not in the game, you're concentrating on that side of the thing. They're the challenges that lie ahead for Manchester United and big players. But he's a fantastic player, Marcus Rashford. I think sky's the limit for him. I still think there's a lot more in him. Once he gets his game even more defined, end product, more examples like that. Don't get the ball at your feet and hit the target.